Caroline.
So we're here at the museum at Bolton on the Water. Across the way there, we've got a caravanette with it's a studio. I call it a transmitter, but it's a studio. What do you think of the setup and how it's been going to be operating?
I think it's wonderful. Anything that brings radio out to the people is a good thing. We, on our little community station, we do put on events where we bring all the gear out and put up a PA and play music to people in the street, as you're doing here. And I think it's wonderful to do, and to come out of it's very easy to stick into your environment in your studio in Kent or wherever. But the idea it should be to get out and meet the audience and to give them a different flavour of what you're doing, and also encourage other people to volunteer and become part of what you're doing.
You were saying before that in the 70s, Caroline's format changed. Now, this present Caroline has the main station, but we have Flashback now. Don't know if you've listened to Flashback.
I haven't, no.
Yeah, well, it's mainly 60s and 70s. How do you feel about that?
I think it has its place. I've always been a proponent of encouraging new music, and that's why, when I listen to Flashback shows, I remember what I was doing when I hear the songs, but I'm also the type of person who wants to hear new stuff all the time. So I wouldn't sit and listen to a Flashback station. We have Flashback programs on our station. But I find the ones that have this new. That's why Caroline was so good. We were playing so much new stuff. People didn't know. Even some of the albums that, we started to play that were old. People didn't know. And that's what made Caroline great.
But I'm saying you've got the choice now for those that like the oldies, we've got Flashback, and those that want to move on to newer music has the original Caroline.
Yeah, very, very much so. I think there's a place for everything. Yeah. But more importantly, whether you're running a Flashback station or running a station featuring new music or albums or whatever, the most important thing is it does have this ethos of, I think you need to know, the wonderful corporates, they call these things mission statements. I'm not saying go and get yourself a mission statement. What I'm saying is Caroline had that inbuilt, everybody on Caroline had that inbuilt knowledge of what they were supposed to do. You didn't have to go around to tell Johnny, you should be doing this, or Andy, you should be doing that, or Robb Eden, you should be doing that. We knew what to do.
I remember listening to Caroline as obviously a younger man. I couldn't wait for top of the hour because the first track that was played was always a fantastic track. Who sorted that out, or did you do that, as it happened?
On Northsea, I thought, we didn't have a playlist. What we had was a chart. And to be honest, I suppose in a way it was a playlist because, it was a rotation of songs. But we were also allowed to put in our own music as well. So that worked. On Caroline, everybody chose their own music on their programme. So, we had a spot at the top of the hour that would do...
So it was special?
Yeah, something special. Yeah. But you would have to choose that special track, not someone else.
Yes.
And that was the key to what Caroline did and what it was doing.
Now, obviously, you're with the community station. Is that it now, or would you like to do more?
I'm always interested in doing something that is innovative. But as yet, one of the reasons I got out of broadcasting was because I found it just wasn't innovative to the point where there were no stations, apart from travelling, moving abroad. There weren't the stations to be able to play the sort of music I wanted to play. So no, if a station came along that did the sort of things I would, wanted to do, that would be fine. Yeah, I must admit that stations like Caroline, I'm a firm believer in supporting Caroline, but it's a shame that the authorities here haven't taken Caroline on board the way they have in New Zealand with Hierarchy and Veronica in Holland. it's sad that after all these years we're still sitting here with Caroline not being a mainstream station in the country. You know?
So what station would you listen to in the British Isles then, if you're travelling around or locally, if not your own?
If I could hear Caroline, I would listen to
Yes.
Caroline because you know I do. I must admit I'm a regular radio listener. I'm not the sort of radio listener that will sit on the internet and listen. But if I had the ability to listen to Caroline on AM or FM or whatever, or DAB, then I would listen. It's as simple as that.
All right, well, thank you so much.
It's okay.
Thank you.